In this video, I'll be covering question 3, part B from the 2019 AP Calculus AB free response, no calculator allowed portion of the test. I cover A, B, C, and D all in their own separate videos, so if you want to see those other solutions, please check out my other videos. The first thing that I do on any AP Calculus test where I've got a graph in front of me is I make sure I highlight what that is the graph of. So what we're looking at right now is the graph of f. That is the original function f. Now let's look at what they want us to do here. So on part B, they want us to find the antiderivative from 3 to 5 of 2 times f prime of x plus 4 dx. This is actually going to be a pretty straightforward definite integral problem here. So we go the integral from 3 to 5 of 2 f prime of x plus 4 dx. Whenever we're doing a definite integral or a derivative or anything like that, you always kind of break the problem up into two smaller bite-sized problems by where your pluses and minuses are located. So really I'm taking the antiderivative of this first chunk plus the antiderivative of this second chunk. And so going through this, if I look at just this first chunk here, the constant always comes along for the ride. So that 2 is going to come along for the ride. The antiderivative of f prime of x is going to be a notation game. That gets me back the original function, f of x. Then taking the antiderivative of 4 now, the antiderivative of a number by itself gains a letter back. So constants gain a letter back. So this would be 4x. And then we would evaluate this from x equals 3 to x equals 5. From there, this is just what I call top minus bottom. So I'm going to take my top value and plug it in to that equation. I'm going to subtract off what I get when I plug the bottom value in. So plugging in the top value first, I'm going to start with a parentheses here. So this would be 2, and then plugging in the top value for x, I would get f of 5 plus 4 times, and then again plugging in for x, 5. Then I'm going to subtract off of that the bottom value plugged in. So that'll be 2. And then this time plugging in for x3, this would be f of 3 plus 4 times 3. And now I'm going to come through and I'm just going to find values for those f portions of it. So we need to go find what is f of 5 equal, and we'll need to find what is f of 3 equal. Putting that together, I would get 2 times. So this is saying when I plug in x as 5, what does the y value equal? Well, at 5, I can see that I'm at the point right there, 0. So f of 5 is equal to 0, plus 4 times 5 over here is 20. So that's my first chunk, minus 2 times, and now when I plug in x as 3, what y value do I get out? And you'd come over here and be like, well, that's not an easy to find point off the graph. But what else did they tell me in the language of the problem? Oh, it is known that the point 3 goes with 3 minus the square root of 5. So then this is going to be 3 minus the square root of 5 plus, and then 4 times 3 is going to get me 12. And now I just need to start cleaning this thing up. So working my way from the front, 0 times anything is 0, so 0 plus 20 is going to get me 20. And as I come through here, remember you're subtracting this whole piece. When you have a subtraction sign, that's why you always want parentheses around whatever is behind it. So I'm going to distribute this negative sign back into both of these pieces now. So this will be negative 2 times 3 minus root 5, and then I'll get the negative times 12 is going to get me negative 12. And I'm just going to keep working my way through this a chunk at a time. So from here, I would go ahead and I would say 20 minus 12, that's going to get me 8. And now I need to distribute this negative 2 into both of these pieces. So negative 2 times 3 is going to get me negative 6. And then negative 2 times negative root 5, the negative negative gives me a positive 2 root 5. And then one last little bit here, 8 minus 6 is going to give me 2 plus 2 root 5. And that's as far as they want you to take one of these problems. So in this situation, when you don't have a calculator, you can't put that into a decimal. They don't want you to put it into a decimal. And so that's as far as we can take our answer. And so we're done. So at this point in time, you'd kind of get 1 point for making it all the way through applying that fundamental theorem of calculus. And then you're going to get a 2nd point for getting to your final answer. And we're out. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.